Form.
Okay, ordinance number 677-2020 by council members McCormick, Johnson, Brackatelli, and Kelly by department request. Giving consent of the city of Cleveland to the Cuyahoga County for the replacement of the Jefferson Avenue Bridge between West 3rd Street and the Cuyahoga River. Authorizing the Director of Capital Projects to enter into agreements and to apply for and accept an allocation of county motor vehicle license tax funds. Director.
Good morning,
Morning.
Councilman and members of the committee. Yeah, the county will arrange for the preparation of construction plans and specification, including engineering reports, and for supervision and administration of the construction costs and contribute 100% of the eligible costs. The bridge improvements include cast in place concrete piles, new concrete abutments, and a new steel structure bridge with a reinforced concrete deck. The estimated cost for this project is $4,424,000. Again, it's a 100% county motor vehicle tax funded project. Design is currently underway and should be complete in March of 2021. And then construction will begin in April of 2021. This is in Councilman McCormick's ward.
Okay, anybody got any questions about the bridge replacement? All right, hearing none, ordinance number 677-2020 stands approved. Ordinance number 694-2020 by council members McCormick, Johnson, Brackatelli, and Kelly by department request to vacate a portion of West 37th Place and West 36th Street. Director?
Yes, Councilman, members of the committee. Yeah, West 37th Place and West 36th Street abuts the old Tinderman Steel Range Company building. West 37th Place was originally proposed to be vacated in 1997, but was never fully vacated. Since then, the abutting properties have occupied the alley with fencing, landscaping, and other structural encroachments. In order for them to meet the tax credits requirements for the new building windows, they need to be clear of any accessible, they need to have an accessible area to them. So the Donald Group is seeking the vacation of West 37th Place, which will be split between the abutting property owners, extending the yards and securing the alley for both the existing residents and the proposed development at that building location, and for all of the abutters in the area. We do have a consent from Councilman McCormick for the vacation.
Any questions about 694? Hearing none, ordinance number 694-2020 stands approved. Ordinance number 695-2020 by council members Mooney, Johnson, and Brackatelli, and Kelly by department request to vacate a portion of the first unnamed alley west of Bel Air Road and north of Guardian Boulevard. Director?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Yeah, to vacate a portion of the first unnamed alley at west of Bel Air Road and north of Guardian Boulevard. The purpose of for the purpose of establishing an urban garden and the installation of a high tunnel house. The goal, once the soup house or garden is erected, is to grow fruits and vegetables, not only for the residents there, but for individuals in the community. We do have consent from Councilman Brian Moody for this vacation.
Any questions about 695? Hearing none, ordinance number 695-2020 stands approved. Ordinance number 696-2020 by council members Santana, Johnson, Brackatelli, and Kelly by department request to vacate a portion of Keene Court Southwest and West 31st Street. Director?
Mr. Chairman, yeah, this is to vacate a portion of Keene Court Southwest and West 31st Street. St. Ignatius High School has recently completed construction of an athletic center that borders West 31st Street and Chatham Avenue. Once vacated, this Keene Court and West 31st Street would be closed to vehicular access, remaining only as a pedestrian walkways, and this will help the St. Ignatius High School use that area. We do have consent from Councilman McCormick for these street vacations.
Any questions about this one? Without objection, ordinance 696-2020 stands approved. Ordinance number 733-2020 by council members Johnson and Kelly by departmental request, authorizing the director of public works to employ one or more professional consultants to access and make recommendations to improve the west side market operation for a period not to exceed 3 years. Director? Mike, you have this one? You got to unmute.
Technology.
Yeah, we understand.
My age it's a conflict with my age. So I'm sorry, please. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, this contract allows the Are you hearing me?
You break it up.
What about now, Mr.
I can hear you now.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry again. This contract allows the enter into one or more contracts with a consultant to improve the operation of the West Side Market and create a target market designed to represent the diversity of Cleveland and provide superior shopping experience for visitors. It'll create a process to evaluate vendor performance and vendor selection, establish a tool to manage vendor performance, and provide an accessible tool to receive customer feedback and evaluate customer satisfaction, develop recommendations on efficiency and diverse vendor recruitment, recommendations on mix of products and services to strengthen the market appeal, analyze the role of the market as a business incubator and identify the specific services required to support the success of the vendors, recommendations, including recommendations to create revenue streams while encouraging repeat customer visits, and review and assess the day-to-day maintenance practices of the facility and provide recommendations on ways to increase efficiency, streamline project coordination, and enhance communication with the vendors and outside departments. The estimated amount of this contract is about $137,000.
Are you going to bid this, Director?
Yes, so we will put it out for a consultant. Yes, the consultant plans to come back. Yes, sir.
Now, do you have to bring this back before us, the recommendations?
When we accept, yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody got any questions about this?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To Director, do we have an executive summary for this particular piece of legislation?
Yes, I can get that over to you, Councilman, to this whole body. Okay.
Okay.
I will
And,
have it here.
Yeah, so because we had a pretty robust conversation about this last time around who's going to be engaged, how much public input we're going to get, and the whole process around engaging both the vendors as well as the public, as well as understanding kind of our end goal on this piece. So yeah, if you can get that executive summary to us before it comes to finance.
I have it sent to the committee tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, you're welcome. Ordinance number 733-2020 approved. Ordinance number 734-2020 by council members Kelly and McCormick, authorizing the Director of Public Works to enter into a second amendment to the June 30th, 2016 Property Operations and Programming Agreement with the Group Plan Commission for Public Square to provide a restricted contribution to support the commission's maintenance obligation to Public Square. Remark. Okay, Director, what is this?
Sir, this is funding that's provided by the city to the Group Plan organization that takes care of Public Square. It's in the amount of $500,000. It's coming out of capital funding. So it's for maintenance operation expenses of the Public Square. I think it's the third year that they've been given this funding to help with the maintenance and property management.
And now we've done this how many times before?
I think this is the third year.
Third year, that's what I thought. Okay. Anybody got any questions about this?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Thank you. Again, did we have an executive summary for this one? I think the previous conversations we had in the past few years were around who's doing the work, what's the bid, what are we getting for our $500,000 on this?
This was sponsored by council, and so I do have what we did last year, and I'm waiting for that to come in. I'll have that to you before. I've asked for that line of what their expenditures are. And so I will have that before it goes to the committee of the whole, finance.
And this is, this doesn't include the big turning silver Christmas tree that we're buying, the artificial tree.
No, I hope we look for green ones. So.
Okay.
So no, this
Thank
doesn't
you.
include that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
You're welcome, Mr. Brackatelli. Councilman Joe Jones.
Mr. Chairman, to the director, is this an agreement that we've entered in with this organization?
Mr. Chairman, it is. I don't, Mr. Chairman, to the council, I don't believe it's part of the what they call the POP of the agreement. I think this comes up once a year where they're requesting funding to balance what they have to do to maintain our public square and to do the maintenance and operations of our public square. As Councilman Brackatelli said, we have a list of items that they asked us to help with the funding for, and I will get that list. I don't expect it to change much from last year, but I will get that list for you.
So do we do that, Mr. Chairman, to the director every year? I mean, when they make a.
We have done it, Mr. Chairman, to the council for 3 years. This is the 3rd year.
So before that, who maintained the square?
We did. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, to the council, before we turned the square over to a management group, we maintained everything on public square.
Okay. So
The city of Cleveland, when I say we, the city of Cleveland.
So are we saving since we've turned it over to the management operation to maintain?
Well, we're saving and not doing the maintenance and things of that nature that has to go on public square. And plus with the renovations, sir, there are a lot of areas to maintain, including the speaker's platform and the grass and the landscaping and the all the things that go into maintaining public square as it's built now.
Splash garden.
Yeah, splash. We got an ice skating rink. We got a splash park. We got there's a lot of things up there now that we did not have prior to this.
I see. All right, no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Director, the last I heard, it was 3 for 1. In other words, it cost us $1.5 million to maintain this public square. After it was remodeled, they came up with the idea that they would take on that responsibility if we contributed $500,000. Now, is that accurate?
Mr. Chairman, yes, they do require, they asked us, they asked us to help with the maintenance and the operation and of the property. And it comes back every year. And so we look at it and a decision is made by those who make those decisions on whether they finance it or not.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask another question?
Sure.
Is there any other funds that go to the management company? I mean, how does that work? I mean, do they get other funding for doing the maintenance and maintaining that entire area?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, to the council, there are other stakeholders, I think, that help them with some of the funding to maintain this the public square. I think just those stakeholders in and around the square have been part of the maintenance and some financing for the square.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, you're welcome. My phone died. What was the number on this?
It was 7/34/2020.
Man, I have a question real quick.
What's your question?
Chairman, to the director, this is in addition to Downtown Cleveland Alliance, correct? This isn't going to Downtown Cleveland Alliance for work that they do around the square, is it?
No, this money is going to the group plan commission.
Okay. And then, Mr. Chairman, to the director, who is the group plan commission?
I have to get you a list of those names. There is a chairman and there are commission members that are, again, stakeholders in the downtown area. So
if we could just have that before finance or committee of the whole,
I'll get that for you.
Mr. Chairman.
That's fine, Director. Can you provide that?
Yes, sir. I'll send it to
Give it to the clerk so she can
the
send it
clerk.
out.
Yes.
Any other questions? Without,
One last comment, Mr. Chairman. Just because this got brought up a few times. Council nor the administration, we do not allow parking on public square. A few folks have raised that. There's no parking on public square or any of the right of way there. Neither the funding that we provide here or any of our engagement and including our agreement with the group plan does not allow parking on the square itself. So I know a few people were questioning why we were allowing that. We do not allow that. So thank you.
Carrie, did you have a question?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a quick comment, and I don't sit on this committee, but I appreciate you to allow me to say a couple words. I appreciate the committee hearing this morning. This is for our, as the director noted, I think it's our third annual allocation of funding. The Group Plan Commission is the organization that oversees the malls as well as Public Square. Just wanted to note that in the reauthorization of the Special Improvement District for the Downtown Cleveland Alliance, there is an additional line item being allocated to Public Square as well. And that's, of course, out of the extra money levied to the property owners. So the money that we're looking at today is also matched by additional funding through the Special Improvement District, in addition to what they already provide in and around the square. So this is a critical piece to ensure that our public square as a city stays clean and maintained and does not fall into disrepair. And again, this is a part of the city's partnership with the Special Improvement District folks who already do good work there. But this goes to the Group Plan Commission, who's responsible to oversee Public Square, the programming, all those types of things. So appreciate hearing this morning, Mr. Chairman, and for the support on this piece.
I might add to that, Carrie, that they have done a remarkable job for the last 2 years that they've had this. And, you know, I would remind the committee that the public square belongs to the city of Cleveland. Anybody else? Without objection, ordinance number 734-2020 stands approved. We have an addendum. Ordinance number 678-2020 by Council Members McCormick, Johnson, and Brackatelli by departmental request, authorizing the Director of Capital Projects to issue a permit to Electric Gardens LLC to encroach into the public right-of-way of West 4th Street by installing, using, and maintaining streetscape and landscape improvements. Director?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Electric Gardens is constructing a mixed-use apartment building located on Literary Road and West 4th Street in Tremont. Electric Gardens has been in dialogue with the county, city of Cleveland, and Metro Parks on improving and maintaining a portion of West 4th Street abutting their property line and the pedestrian path or towpath trail, and is requesting an encroachment permit for these improvements. We do have consent from Councilman McCormick for the encroachment.
Councilman McCormick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Fully support this ordinance. This is for the Electric Gardens project right on the towpath in Tremont. Thank you for hearing this today.
Anybody got any questions about 678?
Mr. Chairman, how much is the project cost?
Director?
Through the chairman of the councilman, this is a private development. I'm not sure what their project cost is. There's no cost to the city of Cleveland for this encroachment, and there's no impact to the city of Cleveland by allowing the encroachment.
Do we know how much it cost? Is Mr. McCormick, does he know how much it's gonna cost? Mr. Chairman?
Matt, do you have a number?
Through the councilman to the chairman. No, this is a private development of a, I think it's, I can't remember how many units they're putting in here. I wouldn't know that. I would think that either economic development might know that kind of information. They meet with the developers and stuff. That's not what we do. We just are.
Matt, get that information. I would like to know myself the amount of money that they're putting into our city.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
without objection, ordinance number 678-2020 stands approved. Ordinance number 701-2020 by council members McCormick, Johnson, Kelly, and departmental request, authorizing the Director of Public Works to renew lease agreement number CT 7001 LS 2015-14 with the Cleveland Brown Stadium Corporation, the LLC, for the lease of a limited access parking lot located on the south side of First Energy Stadium for a term of 1 year, with 4 one-year options to renew exercisable by the Director of Public Works. Director?
I'm sorry. We entered into agreement with the Cleveland Browns in 2014 to allow them to use a small parking lot that is underneath the pedestrian bridge behind Mall C. It's a small parking lot, and they use it for media parking. It's not for spectator parking or anything else. It's a the lease is was for 5 years. We're now looking for a new renewable lease at $15,000 a year plus $600 for any special events approved by the city. So this is only used by media for media parking on game days.
Any questions about this?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
What's your question?
Is that located near the Mall C where you go down, you used to could go down to the stadium from that location? Is that near there?
Yes, sir. If you walked over that, Mr. Chairman, to the county, yes. If your pedestrian bridge was open, you would see it on the right-hand side. It's just a small parking lot underneath the bridge for media parking.
And Mr. Chairman, can I ask a question somewhat related? Why did we close down the bridge? Will it be able to be opened back up where they can cross from the Mall C area over to the stadium?
Well, the bridge was in pretty bad condition, and it's been closed for a while. I'm not sure where they're at with the plans on the bridge and capital funding. I know it was a great deal of money because it goes over the railroad tracks and what you have to do to rebuild that bridge. So that's not my, I'm getting a little bit out of my lane. So I guess I can get some information for you on that from.
No, you told me enough. That's enough. I understand it. It went in disrepair, and
Yes,
you have
sir.
to find the funding in order to repair it and get it back in order.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, to the director.
The bridge was deemed dangerous, Director, if I recall.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. Anybody got any other questions?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
So within the legislation, it talks about it's a $15,000 a year lease and $600 a day for any special events. What's the difference between the annual? Is this $15,000 plus $600 a day?
Mr. Chairman, to the council, no, it's $15,000 for the year. If they want to use it for some other intent other than media, they'd have to get permission from the city of Cleveland, and that would cost them $600 a day.
So if they open that back up for parking or for events that they host at the stadium outside of the Browns games, we would only collect $600 a day.
Yes, sir. That's what it would be, $600 a day. I think it's only about 15 parking spots in there.
It's 12, Director.
12 parking spots.
And so, so this $15,000 a year is basically for well, if we were playing regular games, for the eight home games, and then, maybe the Super Bowl or something. So it's just for those particular events.
They opened it 10 games, including if they were playing their preseason games, Chairman to the council. That's what it would be. Okay.
Okay.
So yes, if they had a special event, some kind of event over there that they wanted to use that lot, they'd have to pay us $600 for that day.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, before COVID, they were doing a number of events in their facilities. So,
but that one was not open. They had
Yeah.
to, again, get permission ahead of time.
okay. All right. Well, I'm wearing my Browns tie today because I'm optimistic we'll have a playoff game at some point. So,
Got my Browns face mask, so
all right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You did mention Super Bowl, did you? Without objection. Ordinance number 701-2020 stands approved. Ordinance number 731-2020 by Council Members Zone, Johnson, Brackatelli, and Kelly by Department request. An emergency ordinance authorizing the Director of Capital Projects and or City Planning to enter into one or more contracts with Stephen Guttari for professional services necessary for the design, production, and installation of a yet to be designed public artwork associated with and installed at the new Cleveland Kennel.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, artist Stephen Gutierrez was recommended by the Public Art Committee and approved by City Planning Commission based on his qualifications, with the understanding that he would develop a public art concept for the newly built city kennel. The final design will be received, and once received, will be reviewed and approved by the City Planning Commission for installation at the location. The estimated cost for this work is $58,147. Comes out of the City of Cleveland, the kennel project funds that were already allocated and are required to be spent on public art per ordinance. They're estimating that the design of this would take about 4 months and the construction of the new artwork would take about 6 months. This is in Ward 15, Councilman Zone's ward, and we do have support from Councilman Zone for this ordinance.
Now, Director, the project, once it's completed, does that come back to us or where does it go?
No, once the artist comes up with an acceptable or an artwork concept, that will go to the Planning Commission for approval.
To the Planning Commission.
The Planning Commission approves it.
All right.
And that's it.
Okay. Anybody got any questions about this?
Mr. Chairman, to the director, is this artwork that's going to be on the outside or inside? Where is it going to actually going to be located?
I'm not sure, Councilman. That'll be up to the artist and the Planning Commission to decide. We've had several concepts. It most likely be on the outside of the facility so that people can enjoy it and act. I think it'd be on the inside of the facility. So we have a small public area.
Definitely appreciate you reaching directly out.
Right. Is this going to be, Mr. Chairman, to the director?
And find a resolution. It is 412.
I guess Rick Swistowski got it cut off.
559.
Okay.
Rich?
Go ahead, Councilman.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't see him there, so.
So, Mr. Chairman, to the
There's a
director,
committee meeting going on. Hold on.
is this will this be a mural that's going to be on the outside?
I don't know, Councilman. The artist will have to make a proposal, and that proposal will be reviewed and approved by the Planning Commission.
Okay, so this is just allocating the funds to the side. We just don't know about anything
Right
yet.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, this is an ordinance that will allow us to engage the artist Stephen Gutierrez to start to develop the artwork for the facility, which will be reviewed and approved by the Planning Commission.
I see.
Funding has already been allocated and is part of the city kennel project that was previously passed. So we're
Right,
not
so hope,
running there's no additional funds being asked for and no new funding being asked for.
I see. No further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Anybody else? Without objection, ordinance number 731-2020 stands approved. Yeah, Director Cox, in the next week, John James will be in touch with you. We're going to have a hearing on the policemen that are now required for these small parties that everybody has in their ward. And a reef, when are you going to start the leaf collection? Do you know yet?
No, sir. We'll try to wait till most of them are falling sometime around 1st of November. That's what we're going to try to look at.
Okay, he's going to try and schedule a hearing before that.
Mr. Chairman, maybe I misunderstood. You said something about police and then you said leaves. I got confused.
No, we're gonna have a hearing on the parties, the functions that happen in everybody's ward that will require 2 policemen,
The block party.
the block parties.
Okay, I thought. Okay, now we went to
Anything to do
Councilman
with-
Brackatelli's. I thought we went to one committee already. Okay, that's fine.
It did go to Brackatelli already. There's only a few things that we need to know. We need to understand the leaf collection. And that will be couple, I'm giving you advance warning.
Yes, sir.
That will be coupled with leaf collection.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Jamie.
Here, did we hear 7/59/2020?
Yeah,
No.
that's what I was gonna ask about.
We did
759. I don't see it here. What is it?
It's the Director of Public Works deeds easement granting East Ohio Gas easement rights.
Mr. Chairman, it's the last one on the regular agenda.
Yes.
I don't see it.
It's page 2.
Wait a minute. What's the number?
7/59/2020.
Okay, here it is. Ordinance number 759-2020 by council members Johnson and Kelly by department request, authorizing the Director of Public Works to execute deeds of easement granting to the East Ohio Gas Company doing business as Dominion Energy Ohio, certain easement rights and property located at Shaker Boulevard and Warrensville Center Road in the city of Shaker Heights, and declaring that the easement rights granted are no longer needed for public use. I didn't know we owned that.
We own a lot of things in the city.
I know.
So with me is, as you can see, Commissioner Jamie DeRosa, who will speak on this piece.
Hello, Mr. Chairman. So this is part of Dominion's pipeline infrastructure replacement project, which is a 25-year program to replace 5,500 miles of natural gas pipeline. This particular parcel is located in the city of Shaker Heights, and it is part of our lease that we lease the land to Shaker Heights for the Shaker Lakes Park.
Okay.
Yep, and it happens to be at the Warrensville RTA station. So both Shaker Heights owns a piece of land, the city owns a piece of land, and then RTA runs through the middle. And what they're looking to do is replace the existing natural gas pipeline that runs under the bridge, the Warrensville Center Bridge that goes across the Rapid Line. But there's not sufficient room to attach it to the bridge. So they want to go down the slopes under the RTA tracks and back up the slope to get back onto Warrensville Center Road.
After we approve, Jamie, after we approve this, does it go to Shaker Heights City Council?
Yep, so Shaker Heights has already approved it and RTA has already approved it. So we're kind of the last one in here.
Okay, that's because we own it, right?
We own it, but we made sure that they approved it before we came to you.
That's what I heard. All right. Anybody got any questions on 759? Without objection, ordinance number 759-2020 stands approved. That's it.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch.